Mycobacterium tuberculosis. This tiny bacterium, often called TB, might not sound as scary as a shark or a hurricane, but don't be fooled. Tuberculosis is still around today, infecting millions each year. TB often gets overshadowed by diseases that make headlines, but it's a silent killer we can't ignore. It often affects the lungs, making it hard to breathe, but it can also impact other organs. TB is a present danger, and it's a global problem. By the end, you'll see why TB deserves our attention and what we can do to fight back. Tuberculosis has plagued humanity for millennia. Scientists have found evidence of TB in Egyptian mummies dating back thousands of years. Throughout history, this disease has been known by many names: consumption, phthisis, and the White Plague, each reflecting the devastating impact it had on populations. The notorious Black Death, caused by the bubonic plague, wiped out millions in the Middle Ages. However, tuberculosis has claimed far more lives over the centuries. Before antibiotics, TB was a death sentence for many. It ravaged communities, leaving countless families grieving. The discovery of the bacterium that causes TB in 1882 was a turning point. It opened the door for scientists to develop treatments, and eventually, antibiotics offered a way to fight back. For the first time in history, there was hope for a cure. But the story doesn't end there. While antibiotics were a game changer, they didn't eradicate TB. In the 20th century, we saw a resurgence of the disease, fueled by factors like poverty, overcrowding, and the HIV/AIDS epidemic. Today, TB remains a formidable foe, and we're locked in a constant battle to stay one step ahead. Tuberculosis is sneaky. It's an airborne disease, which means it spreads through tiny droplets released when an infected person coughs, sneezes, talks, or even sings. These droplets can linger in the air for hours, making it easy to contract the disease, especially in crowded or poorly ventilated spaces. Here's the catch: you can be infected with TB and not even know it. The bacteria can live in your body for years without causing any symptoms. This is called latent TB infection. It's not contagious, but it can become active later in life, especially if your immune system weakens. When TB becomes active, the symptoms can be subtle at first: a persistent cough, fatigue, weight loss, night sweats, and loss of appetite. As the disease progresses, the cough worsens, sometimes producing blood, and you might experience chest pain and difficulty breathing. The silent nature of TB makes it a tricky foe. People can spread the bacteria without realizing it, and delayed diagnosis can have serious consequences. That's why early detection and treatment are crucial. Section 4: Tuberculosis Today, a global health crisis. Tuberculosis might seem like a disease of the past, but it's sadly still a major global health problem. The World Health Organization estimates that 1/3 of the world's population is infected with latent TB. That's a staggering number. While TB is found worldwide, it disproportionately affects low and middle-income countries. Factors like poverty, malnutrition, and limited access to healthcare create ideal conditions for TB to thrive. The HIV/AIDS epidemic has also fueled the spread of TB, as people with weakened immune systems are more susceptible to the disease. The global burden of TB is immense. Millions of people fall ill with TB each year, and tragically, millions die from the disease, making it one of the top 10 causes of death worldwide. The impact goes beyond the individual, affecting families, communities, and entire healthcare systems. The fight against TB is a race against time. The emergence of drug-resistant TB poses a serious threat, making treatment more difficult and costly. We need global collaboration, innovative research, and increased funding to combat this deadly disease. Section 5: Combating the Killer, Treatments and Challenges. Tuberculosis is treatable and curable. The treatment involves a cocktail of antibiotics taken for several months. This lengthy treatment can be challenging. Sticking to the regimen is crucial. Missing doses can lead to drug resistance. Patients deal with side effects and must remember to take pills on time. The fight against TB faces many challenges. Scientists are developing new drugs and vaccines. Section 6: A Final Word, Hope and Action. Tuberculosis is a formidable foe, but it's not unbeatable. We have the knowledge, tools, and resources to make a difference. By raising awareness, increasing funding, improving access to care, and supporting research, we can work towards a world free from TB. Ending TB is not just a job for doctors and scientists. It's a collective responsibility. We can all play a part by educating ourselves and others about TB, advocating for better healthcare policies, and supporting organizations working to combat this global killer. Remember, tuberculosis thrives in silence. It's time to break the silence and take action. Together, we can win the fight against TB and create a healthier future for all.